she's not doing Thanksgiving because of Corona.
Yeah.
So I'll go to my dad's girlfriend's for dinner.
Okay. What season is it? It's usually right. Yeah. Wow. Fun. What are you planning to do for Thanksgiving? Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Me too. I have to cook this year. Normally I go up to my in-laws in Virginia, but we're not going this year, so I have to cook this year. But you guys may also be thinking about what you're going to do on Christmas break. You may even be thinking ahead, what you're going to do some next semester or in the summer. So those are all kind of some short-term planning, short-term goals. So today as we talk about career planning, we're talking about a long-term goal. And that is something that's a few years away, but now's the time to start planning for that. It's a long-term goal that you can start planning, meeting some short-term goals that are going to get you to your career plan. So what are some things that you should be doing now that kind of helps you along as you're thinking about career planning?
Volunteer work, extracurricular activities, and studying.
Yes, those are real good examples. Volunteer work, extracurricular, and studying. Anything else I can think of that you can be doing now to help you for career planning? And so Caitlin said studying, so yeah, your grades and your courses are important because one of those first goals that you need to meet is graduation. So you're going to get that high school diploma, and that's going to help you meet that long-term goal. So you don't have to write this down, but just to visually think about this.
So those of you at home, Miss Weidenhammer is drawing 3 boxes. And she's putting arrows between the 3 boxes.
So I'm a visual learner, and maybe a lot of you guys are too. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute as well. But kind of think of this first box down here as about me. So this is kind of right now. Just figuring out your interests, your abilities, your skills. What do you like to do? What are you passionate about? That's kind of what you're thinking about right now. And then you need a plan. So what am I going to do to help me get to that career goal?
In the bottom box, she put about me, like what you're interested in and passionate about. And then in the middle box, she put plan. What do you need to do to those interests and passions? And then finally, she put at the top box your career goal.
And I'm going up with my flow chart here because this is kind of how I visualize it. You're kind of moving up, and your career goal is at the top. So this is ultimately what you're trying to get to, is that career that you're really interested in and really passionate about. Notice I didn't put go to college up here, right? Why didn't I put go to college up there?
Not everyone goes to college.
That's right, not everybody goes to college. Sometimes it's not necessary for your career goal, or it may be a different type of college that you need, or different type of training that you need to get to your career goal. So first message has been go to college, hasn't it? So especially when my girls were coming through, it was just go to college, go to college, go to college. That was everybody's goal for you. You need to go to college. But really we have to think as this is our top goal, our career. What do we want to do? And then the college part is just in the plan, because that's just another step to get to your career goal. You're not going to be in college forever. You're going to be in your career for a long, long time. So that's the real goal. And then in the plan, that's when you're going to figure out, what do I need to do to get there? So that's what you can start doing now. What kind of classes do I need to take? So I'm not going to fill all of that in, but you can kind of picture it. Classes that you need to take. What are some certifications that I can work on that are going to help me to reach that goal? Yeah, I can do for free while I'm in high school. Because there are some different things.
And so what you're going to do with your turkey hand is add in some of these things that she's talking about, like what are the requirements for that career? What am I going to, is if there's education, how much education do I need? Who offers those programs? Are there internships I can do? That sort of thing. So those of you at home, part of what you're doing, creative way to take notes the next 2 days is you're going to create your turkey hand like elementary school. Do you remember doing that? James, Emma, do you remember that in elementary school?
Doing what? My audio cut out.
Making turkey hands?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. So that's how you're going to take your notes. I know Miss Weidenhammer's across the room, and we don't have the fancy schmancy, I don't know, headset microphones that follow her around. So that's why I keep repeating what she's saying so that you guys can hear. She probably sounds like the Charlie Brown teachers.
Probably.
Okay.
So, what we're going to focus on today, though, guys, is at first is this box here about me. So we're going to use a program called Major Clarity. So that's what I'm about to step you, walk you through how to use that program. Have any of you used it in one of your other classes already?
Public safety.
Which class?
Public safety.
Public safety, yes,
Mhm.
yes. So some of the CTE, career and tech classes, have already been using Major Clarity. So you may have already done this assessment. Troy. Yeah, so Troy may have already done this assessment, but he can still go in there and do a lot of exploring with it. So the Major Clarity is what we're using to try to help your career so that you can fit what you're passionate about and what you're interested in to some possible career choices. You may already have something in mind. Does anybody in here or online have something in mind as a career goal already? Caitlin, what do you think about?
I have like 3 because I'm indecisive. So,
Okay.
an anesthesiologist,
wow.
work with herbal medicine, or make my own jewelry.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. You have
All
2
right.
in the same area and then 1 that's out here. This could be the hobby sidebar job. One of the students in the classroom said anesthesiologist and herbal doctor. Is that what you said?
Herbal medicine.
Herbal medicine, and then making her own jewelry are 3 career choices she's kind of thought of. So for those of you at home, if you will make sure you're on your NC Ed Cloud, we're going to go into Clever. That's where you're going to start. Maybe it has logged. Oh, that's right. I logged myself out. No, you didn't. This with you guys because I have not done it before.
Great.
All right. So if the easy way to find it for right now is if you go on my page. You can also find it just on your own home page. If you go down to the bottom, what is it?
More apps.
More apps. It's there too. So I'm going to go ahead and click in.
You guys go ahead and do that. The ones that are here in class, go ahead and go to Major Clarity.
Yep.
Did y'all find it? Okay.
And I'm going to change my role to student so that my screen hopefully looks the same as yours and I'm doing the same thing at the same time.
Right. So what we want to do to start out is to take a couple of assessments. So you'll be answering some questions, and based on your answers, it's going to match you with some careers, but we probably should set you up so that you are connected with Ms. Vickers so she can go in and see what you've done. So if you'll go to edit your profile, and if you did this in another class, you can add multiple classes.
So what do they need to
So under edit your profile, you want to scroll down until you see class code.
Oh, I need to go back and get that class code
And whatever,
because I did not do that. Hang on. It does give us a class code.
there we go.
Vickers Fall 2020, and that's all lowercase. Vickers Fall 2020 is my code. So you want to add that in. Even if you're already in with another teacher, you can add with me. So Vickers Fall 2020. Now, if you're watching this and you are with another teacher, you will need to make sure that they give you their code.
Yes.
Yes, because Ms. Smith and Mr. Fisher's students may be watching this later also.
Right.
Okay, so this is just for Ms. Vickers students. So I'm going to change my role to student again, and notice it takes it for me, it's taking me directly to career exploration. Well, I don't have any careers yet. I need to do the assessments first.
Yes.
So that's where I am going to start.
And that's where I want everybody to start, is in assessments. We want to start there.
And one of the things when Ms. Weidenhammer and I were talking is if you completed this maybe earlier in the semester, some things may have changed in a semester. You may feel like you need to do this again, which is okay. But you said it would take, what, about 10 minutes to complete both assessments?
At most 10 minutes. So
Okay.
You're just reading the and you're just clicking. If you don't like to do that, not interested in it, or maybe you might be okay with doing it. And then, of course, the heart is that something that you really would like to do. So there's no right or wrong answer there. You're just clicking on what you like and what you don't like. So don't think about it as much as you want that to be your career. That's not what I want you to do. Think about it more as tasks that you don't mind doing, that you have the skills to do. Because if there may be a lot that you wouldn't want to do as a career, of course, but you could do okay with that. You would be able to do it. You've got the skills, and you'd be okay doing something like that.
So for example, sell restaurant locations to individuals, I have no desire to do that.
So think about that kind of thing as selling stuff. Do you like to sell things? So you might not want to sell real estate, but if you kind of like sales, then you can put a maybe on that. So just go through and just be honest. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. This is about you, and once we finish the assessments, it's going to match you with some possible career paths that match, what you're interested in and what your passions are. Give everybody a few minutes to finish that.
So those of you at home, work on taking these assessments. Oh. Hey, Kylie. Kylie Brown is joining us, and she is in this first block class.
Okay.
So Kylie Brown. Kylie, we are on NC Ed Cloud, and we've gone to Clever, and we're under my page name, and we've gone to this Major Clarity. and I am taking the assessment with you guys. We're looking at what career choices I should make in life. But that's what we're working on right now. That's why everybody's kind of quiet. And there are 2 of them. So I have finished the personality one.
Okay, and everybody in the room has done the personality one.
Oh, I'm slow.
A couple of them had already done it.
So now I'm doing the learning
Well,
styles.
before we go to learn styles, let's take a look at the personality one.
Okay.
And of course, you want to look at your top percentages, and next to each category, there's an information button. So if you click on the I to get some information, that's going to explain what that category is. So Ms. Vickers, her highest is social. She's a helper. She likes to work with people. She cares, about others. She wants to make a difference. So that is that's perfect for her, because we all know that fits her, and she is an excellent teacher. So that is a good fit for her. And then her next highest is artistic.
Nope.
Read about those traits.
See, my 2 girls are very
Yes.
artistic in terms of drawing and photography and sculpture and sewing and painting and all that. Mine is more of this literary artistry, with writing and reading and creating stuff for you guys. I know you don't think it's very exciting, but I try to be creative. Like your turkey hands today. I'm so excited about that. That's better.
Yeah, so that was Ms. Vickers' artistic side coming out when she decided to have you guys do turkey.
Yeah, that's way better than just doing a boring chart.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
and you can do the same thing with learning styles to find out how you learn best. So go ahead and do that one real quick. That one's very quick. That means you don't. So if you were to uncheck everything, that would only give you level 1 careers.
There's a lot of math questions on this. No.
Miss Vickers,
Yes, Emma.
how do you go to the next quiz?
It was just underneath
Oh,
the other one. So when I scrolled down, it's just underneath there.
Mine wasn't.
Or maybe to the side.
Or it may be to the right. Can you slide? Like, is there a bar down at the bottom that you can slide it over to the right?
No.
You say no.
I'll click on assessment. Oh.
Yeah, there's only 2 assessments in there, so you should see a second one.
I think she found.
Click on assessment.
Yeah.
Because these, what you see here, this is what it's filtering for, science, art, and so this is the only one you will see. So if you wanted to see next on your assessment, you could take filters out, and it will just give you based on your fit scores for the assessment. You can put that.
Oh, wow. I'm even in 3 areas.
Without those filters, that's just based your fit scores based on the assessment. But yeah, you can definitely go up there and do filters, if you want to. that a huge interest of yours, advanced manufacturing?
Now I read about it.
Yeah, so I'm glad to hear that from you because I always get a lot of opportunities for students who are interested in that. So I'm going to remember that whenever they call and say, you have a student interested in, yeah, I definitely do, and then I'll find your definitely your.
You two are done.
junior year,
James, Emma, Kylie, do you have your 2 assessments done?
friendship program. Are you
Not yet, but in a bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Miss Weidenhammer is just talking with an individual student about a program.
I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget.
So as I look at my learning styles, I'm very, I have to see things and I have to hold things and manipulate them. That's why I couldn't figure out fractions, because when I was in school, they didn't have these cool math manipulatives. And it was all just too abstract for me. If I had had manipulatives that I could like hold on to and play with, I would have done better. But my husband and I, he learns better by listening. And he wants me to do the same thing. So he'll tell me stuff and I'm like, why are you telling me? Like, is there a website I can look at? Because it's going in one ear and out the other. Yeah, can you draw it for me? Do you have a set of directions?
All right, so same thing with the learning self-assessment. You can click on each category to understand better what your high percentages are in, and it just helps you understand your learning style.
And guys, this sentence in the middle is kind of funny to me. They may not seem to be able to understand or be able to keep their mind on their work unless they are totally involved. Miss Weidenhammer and I often have to attend professional development, and I do. I kind of lose it about 20 minutes in if I'm not like physically doing something.
Yes.
I'm like making my grocery list off on the side. Guys, things we don't tell our principal. No, he knows.
That is true.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So what do we do next?
So let's move on to career exploration. So
Okay.
we're going back over to the left, and now we're going to career exploration.
Career
And
exploration.
as you see, there are 65 paths listed in here, 65 career paths. The ones that are showing up on the top are your highest fit scores. So Ms. Vickers is 96% in early childhood education,
And that is so
82% in teaching.
teaching.
So all of her top ones are all have to do with education. So that really matches for her.
And so your task as you guys look at yours is you're going to have to get your top 4. Now I think it gives me all kinds of, how do I make
You
this?
can X out that.
There we go. You have more than nursing. Oh, bless, no. You have more, but I really want you to focus right now on the top 4 for your turkey hand project. Yes, ma'am. Caitlin had a question.
Pretty much. And I used to want to be a guidance counselor when I was little, and I'm telling you that I should be a guidance counselor.
Oh, funny.
But it's social work, teaching, educational support, and counseling services.
There you go. You know what? While you're counseling the students, the children, you can have them work with their hands and make jewelry with you as a like calming technique.
Yeah.
Play therapy is what they call that?
Yes. Yes. All right. So once they see they're looking at these top 4. Miss Weidenhammer's talking to Caitlin for a second. Once they look at these top 4, what do they need to click on next?
Okay, so as you see, there's 3 links underneath the career path.
Okay.
There's learn more, watch an interview with a pro, or try an activity. So I want you to go to those links because as you do those, that's gonna help increase the fit score. So like if Miss Vickers went in and did these and she did the activity, and it was very elementary school kind of activity, and she probably would rate that as she didn't really like that because she's a high school teacher. So that way, after she's finished, it'll adjust that fit score probably and be a little bit lower.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, so do at least one of those and do the activities. They don't take a whole, they're not real long. But that's how you explore. So you can see the ones that have a high fit score, you can explore them further. Now, it doesn't mean that the one that's in your highest fit score, it doesn't mean that's what you definitely should do as a career. That's not what this means. This is just one tool to help you with exploring careers to try to find what you really want to do. So there are other tools out there that you can use, not just this one. So I don't want you to think that this is the end-all decision maker here with major clarity, because it's not. It's just a tool for you to explore and see what other career paths are out there that you should consider and see if it might be something that you want to do. Based on, what kind of lifestyle you want to have. Maybe you don't want to go to school, to college for 6 years, and all that debt. So there's a lot of things to consider when you choose a career. There's different paths to get there. So maybe you can't afford to do that much college right now, but you can do community college, and you can just kind of step your way into maybe 4-year college later. So there's different paths.
It didn't like my answer. Guys, it did not like my answer for the encouraging behavior.
Yeah. So mechanical engineers, they typically do work in advanced manufacturing, so that fits also. And then, of course, the mechanical part with refrigeration and HVAC, that would also be, yeah, good.
So I'm going back. Oh, yes. Did that take, I took out early elementary out. It took it completely out of the running.
Oh,
Yes, it did not like my answer about how to make the students stop asking off-topic questions, because I was using my high school strategy that was not kid-friendly. But look, teaching, and what's interesting about psychology, I shared with my class last week, Miss Weidenhammer, the career development thing that you had in psychology. I was going to be a psychologist at one point. And then I figured out how much schooling it would take. Because if you just get a BA in psychology, you really can't do anything with that. My husband figured that out. What? It's like, with psychology, you study like human behavior and emotions.
Isn't it like why people do this when you do this?
Yes. So a true psychologist has to go to at least, I think, like 8 years of schooling, because especially if you become a psychiatrist, yeah, because then you can diagnose and prescribe medication, which you have to be a doctor. I knew I was not made for that. I knew that to do something like in social work or counseling, I could maybe, which is down here, again, one of my top 4. And educational administration is actually what I have my master's degree in. So, in curriculum and instruction.
So Ms. Vickers just made a good point, and let's go back to career goal being the top thing to think about now, because you can look ahead and plan and what is it going to take to get there. So if you're during your planning process, you find out that it takes 8 years of schooling and you don't want to do that, then it's kind of good to find that out now so you can plan. And another good thing is to talk to professionals who are already doing that. So if Caitlin did decide to consider counseling or social work, I was telling her earlier, we have a social worker here and we have counselors here. So if she wanted to sit down with them and talk to them about their career, what they like, what they don't like, what is the best way to plan and what are the best schools to go to. That would be a wonderful thing to do, and they would be more than willing to share that. So find a professional who's doing it, especially one who's done it for a while, like Troy was talking about his dad and what he does. So that's really the best career exploration, just to talk to people so they can give you, the real lowdown on what it's like to be in that career. They can tell you what the struggles are, what they like most about it, and so that you're just kind of prepared for that.
And that's one of the things also I wrote on my little thing at the bottom. It says my
career advice.
You're right. I didn't do one sentence. I did bullets. I didn't follow directions, but I put find a mentor, which is, I don't know if you guys at home can hear, but that's what Miss Weidenhammer is talking about. Find somebody in some of these fields that you're either you're interested in or that pop up on this after your assessment, and have them help you. For example, my son is really interested in becoming an athletic trainer and then eventually moving to like sports science. So he also runs for cross country. So he's able to spend some time with Caitlin, our athletic trainer, and he's been talking to her about where did she go to school, what kind of classes did she take, what should he expect, especially that field. The universities are changing their programs. You can no longer just get a BA in that and become an athletic trainer. You have to go forward and get your master's degree. So he's got to start planning ahead. How in the heck is he going to get through? Most of the schools now have 5-year programs, so he would earn a BA and a master's in 5 years, but it's very concentrated. So what Miss Weidenhammer is telling you about, finding that mentor, finding somebody who's in that field can be very, very helpful.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing is I wanted you guys to go back to the top of this career exploration and look at the boxes here. And I just wanted to show you that this is another way to explore and filter out these different paths according to what you like. So you could filter by your strengths.
So I don't need to put anything up here?
You could if you already had a career in mind.
So if I put like English?
Yeah, we could go ahead and look at what career paths for people who are very strong in English and love English.
And then we'll say education. And what does that mean? What's this last one?
Don't look any of them. Or if you favorite one.
Oh, like down here?
See the star?
Okay.
Yeah, it only would, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's probably better not to do another filter or really.
So now what do I do?
So now that Ms. Vickers has put in careers according to strong in English and in the education and training sector, as she scrolls down, she should only see those paths. So 5 pathways fall into that category. So that's helpful if you don't know what you want to do, but you know what you're strong in, you know what you like. So you might say, oh, I just love math, or oh, I really love history, but what can I do as a career in those? So that's kind of a way to find it.
And again, for those of you at home, I didn't, or in another class, I didn't type anything here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, if you wanted to take out, so maybe you just wanted to take out English and just look at that one education and training cluster, you can X out that and see if anything else came up. So I just wanted to show you that so you can see the ability to filter out different things in there. Ms. Vickers, if you just scroll back down to the bottom, there's another thing that I wanted to show you guys. Actually, go back and choose your top one. So if everybody can go to one of their top ones, and then click on the Learn More.
Where do I see that? At the bottom?
Let's see. Are you already in it? I think, yeah, she's already in it. Okay, so when you click Learn More and it's describing that career,
sorry.
Scroll a little bit more to the bottom, Ms. Vickers, and this is what I wanted you to see, occupations for teaching. So this is another neat function here because you can choose what level of education you would like. So Ms. Vickers could take out doctoral and masters, and she only wants to see things maybe up to a 4-year degree. And so that's another way to filter out according to the education level that is required for that career.
Oh, and so down here, it gives me the 18 occupations. Okay.
Right, so there's 18 occupations that she could do. Is yours go up to bachelor's? Is that where?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, so there's 18 occupations with a 4-year degree. So go back up, Ms. Vickers, and take the 4-year degree out, so take out the bachelor's, and then let's see, there's only
Now we're
3.
3.
So that shows you to be an educator, you really need to have that 4-year degree because your options are going to be very limited in education if you don't have that 4-year degree. So I really like that feature.
Okay, and so we found that when we clicked on a specific career path, and we scrolled down to occupations for teaching, and then clicked on whatever we wanted to search from there. And if I even take out associate's degree, so an associate's degree is a 2-year degree, we're down to 2. So it limited it even more.
Right.
So this will be a good tool in your planning. Caitlin?
For our turkey, can we do it with the filter on it? Like,
Absolutely.
okay, because I did English and art as my 2 subjects, so I wanted to do like the turkey.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
fine. And then, Ms. Weidenhammer, I know you need to head out here in a minute. So then their next step, is that going to be to go under academic planning?
Well, if you look on to the left side, these are just some other tools that Major Clarity helps you out with. Academic planning, that section is not really set up. This is a new software, so we're not really ready to use academic planning yet, but hopefully by the time registration rolls around, that will be ready, and it'll have all of our Piedmont courses in there.
So we're going to focus on assessments and career exploration at this point.
Right. And on your own, if you want to go ahead and look at post-secondary, you can start looking at different colleges that offer the types of programs that you want. So you just kind of explore throughout here. And as you're using this program, make sure you do use the favorites and favorite those career paths that you like. If you're looking at colleges, you can favorite the ones that you like. That way, all of that gets saved into your My Portfolio. So everything that you do can be saved in here if you just favorite the things that come up that you like to do. So yeah, this is what I call lesson 1. So you kind of been through lesson 1 with Major Clarity, just how to use the career exploration part of it. And then the other tools we can do later. And of course, you can do these on your own. You don't have to wait until you're in class. You can use this program as much as you want to. So this is not a free program. Major Clarity was purchased for students. Every student has an account. This was purchased for students by Career and Tech Ed funds. So please use it. And the data that we get from this program helps us to decide what type of programs and courses that we offer here. So if we see a lot of students are interested in engineering, then there's a better chance that we're going to get an engineering program here at Piedmont. So it really does help us to get that data from you guys when you use this program.
And guys, Ms. Weidenhammer will be a huge asset to you in the next few years in terms of helping you plan some things. It's not just the school counselors, especially if you're interested in going into a field that's CTE related. I know she was able to help my daughter with getting some things started with SPCC during her senior year. Because we didn't figure out that track until the end of Catherine's junior year. And so it was such a blessing to have Ms. Weidenhammer here, kind of to be a liaison with that. And Catherine's very happy at SPCC and experiencing a lot of success. For those of you at home, Emma, Kylie, James, before Ms. Weidenhammer leaves, do you have any wait a minute, I'm sorry. I think Ms. Weidenhammer wants to say one more thing.
Yeah, one more thing. The students that are in class received this handout, and I emailed this to you, Ms. Vickers, so
Okay.
that you can
Okay.
find it to virtual students. So what's on the handout is just kind of my outline for students. It's just focusing on kind of 3 major things, or 4 actually, to explore, and then to focus, then plan, and then take action. So please read over that. It just kind of guides you into what you should be doing while you're in high school to help with career planning, because it is important to spend some time on career planning. And we try to get students to kind of focus in by their junior year. So I know you guys are sophomores and you've got this year to explore, but by next year, you should be kind of focusing in and figuring out what you really want to focus on. And that way, you might, I think Ms. Vickers mentioned earlier, you might decide to do an internship your senior year. I was just talking to Troy about the pre-apprenticeship program that we have with advanced manufacturing. That actually begins, the application process for that begins your junior year. So the earlier you can kind of focus in, the more I can get you involved in things that we have to offer. So.
And I'll put the link up for that handout she's talking about on my Canvas page, and I'll send it to Ms. Smith and Mr. Fisher too, so they have it. So those of you at home, do you have any questions for Ms. Weidenhammer? You can type them in the chat, or just turn your microphone on and ask. Okay, well, I am going to end our class recording right now. I hope this was helpful for all of you. James, Kylie, and Emma, if you'll stay on the line for just a minute.